So this video today is going to be a little laid back. I've seen there's been a few camera announcements and I want to talk about them, and who better to talk about them with other than you guys. So I seen first, let's jump over to this Sony Burano. All right, let's check this bad boy out. All right, here we go with the Sony Burano. I'm also using a new microphone today. I'm testing it out doing this. It is the Sennheiser MKH50. So let me know. Does it sound okay? Does it sound good? I'm running it straight into my Sony FX6 here. A very simple setup I got. All right, so Sony Burano. I haven't seen too much on this, and I thought it looked pretty neat. So this supposedly falls between the FX9 and the Sony Venice. And the Burano apparently is an island somewhere beside Venice in Italy, which I didn't know that. Fun fact. I like that. Their little naming system there. So got my fall season Starbucks drink. I'm not ready for fall, but it's here. So the Burano is a full-frame sensor that shares many of the specifications of the Venice 2 and can work alongside the Venice 2. So the Burano is equipped with a full-frame sensor that shares many of the specifications of the Venice 2 and can work alongside the Venice 2 on both scripted and unscripted productions. The camera is an 8.6K. Thank you. The camera has an 8.6K full-frame sensor with a dual-base ISO of 800 and 3200 and 16 stops of dynamic range to produce stunning images, even in the most challenging lighting conditions. Well, that's no surprise. This thing's gonna be killer low light. I feel like Sony's been dominating in the low light world right now. Well, let's see. So we got a full frame 8.6K sensor. Built in, I heard this, built-in optical image stabilization. On a camera of this caliber to have built-in image stabilization, so does that mean it has built-in ND? It does. So that's interesting. So I had always thought with like the, I don't know, does the FX9 have built-in ND? I don't know if it does, but the FX6 is my main day-to-day shooter here. Has built-in ND. And so from what I understood was the built-in ND on the FX6 is the reason why I didn't have built-in image stabilization. So that there's not enough room in the camera and not a good way for that to function properly to have ND come over the sensor and be able to have the sensor float. Unless this is digital stabilization. Is this built-in image stabilization mechanism with a control algorithm? Yeah, I don't know if that's like Canon's digital stabilization or if this is like optical image stabilization. So built in. So to me that sounds like it's mechanical and not digital, right? That's how I take that. That's insane. Obviously the E-mount, which E-mount is very flexible. You can mount all kinds of things on. So just the camera itself in the E-mount category is pretty awesome. Yeah, cache recording modes, updated body design. I actually am a fan of that body design. It looks beefy. I mean, it looks like a tank. It looks strong. Burano. Recording formats. All right, let's see what do we got. 8K. So first of all, I want to say 8K. This seems to be like the new standard in the high end. I think 6K is a really good sweet spot. That's something I wish the FX6 had. When the FX6 came out, I was wanting to get the Komodo, but with my work and clientele at the time, this made more sense. I can do another video about that. But the FX6, I wish had a 6K sensor, and it does not. And 6K, not that I need to deliver in 6K, and I'm sure if you're experienced and if you've handled some footage and you crop in a lot and you stabilize in post or do anything like that, or even for interviews, if you're rocking one camera, you need to punch in and punch out for the extra camera angle. Having the extra resolution matters. So being able to punch in and keep a 4K, being able to punch in and keep that 4K resolution is, well, always a plus. And I think 6K is that sweet spot where a lot of cameras. I think that's going to become the new 4K. Maybe 4K won't be the medium we consume, but I think 6K is going to be the new norm and the new want people are going to really start asking for in cameras. Used to be overkill. I think people are starting to see the benefit now. But 8K, awesome. MPEG H. So it has a new XAVC-H for 8K. Which utilizes EVC, high efficiency video codec of H.265 compression. Also includes XAVC and XONCNLT, XOCN. I'm not familiar with that codec. I don't know if that's on the Venice. I've never shot on a Venice, so I'm not sure what the codecs are compared to that. Sony's original compressed RAW. Oh, so it's Sony's original compressed RAW with 16-bit linear data, which gives filmmakers more freedom in post and color grading, of course. XLT is a lightweight version of. I'm curious. I've never handled that. Is that new with the Burano, or is this something I just never? I'm not familiar with. Sony's RAW. CFast Express Type B. Not A. Okay. Versatile. So this is interesting. So this camera is really cool. In addition, the FX3. Yeah, pricing and availability. What are we talking? September? As of September. Never mind. I don't know when it's coming out. So, what's the price? Where are we at? I'd seen it. I know it's over 20. All right, we are looking at 25 grand for this camera. So that really does put it right in between the FX9 and the Venice. So it's competing on, well, if you look at the reds, it's going to compete with the Red Raptor. I would love to see this stacked with the stacked up against the Red Raptor and see how it does. You know, I don't know. I mean, as of late, I've been a huge fan of Red. I'm looking to get a Komodo X here soon. Haven't quite pulled the trigger on it yet. That's another video I plan on doing here soon. But let's look up the Red Raptor and see how that compares to that. So yeah, so if we look at the Red Raptor, the 8K, yeah, it's about right beside it. But I think this is a bundle. Nah, so we're looking at. Yeah, 25. I would love to see these, and I think we're going to start seeing a lot of that on YouTube here of people comparing these two cameras. I'm excited to see that. I would love to see how the Sony RAW holds up to Red RAW, because I feel like there's not been really anything to stand up against Red's RAW footage yet. Well, this camera looks pretty exciting. I haven't seen too much on it yet. I'm excited to start seeing some footage and what people make with this. It's cool to see Sony step into this kind of world, because I always feel like the FX9 was more for professional doc work. You've seen a lot of professional documentary filmmakers using the FX9, and then you had, you know, Hollywood feature films shot on the Venices. But now we kind of got something. Well, the FX6 came in. The FX6 really played a middle ground, kind of doing. The FX6 is killer. The FX6 kind of does everything. A lot of people went from the FX9 to the FX6 for a lot of good reasons. A lot of people got FX6s as a B cam to the FX9 or vice versa. And the FX6 really became a lot of the indie filmmakers' camera, a lot of corporate filmmakers. It's a great run and gun documentary camera. This looks really interesting. This looks like it's going to be like a great high-end option for Sony shooters who maybe want to step up to something and film on higher end and get that 8K resolution. Let's see, the FX9 is not. The FX9 I thought was 6K. Let me double check on that. So the FX9 is 6K. You're still shooting, you spend that much money, you're still getting 10-bit, and 10-bit's, it's enough. It's plenty for most people. But if you've touched Red RAW, messed with that, it's a whole different story. So anyways, I see this being a direct competitor with the Red Raptor, and I would love to see if there's anyone out there who's upgrading from any other Sony system into the Burano, and I would like to hear why you chose a Burano over a Red Raptor. I'm curious because when it comes to the lens options, I mean, this lens mount here, it is E-mount, right? Or is it an adapted? Yeah, it is E-mount. So maybe if you're heavily invested in E-mount lenses, you would stick with the Sony line into the Burano. I thought it's why that you should choose red over this. I'm just really curious of why. Well, I could see people who love the auto. I imagine the autofocus is going to be amazing in this camera. I mean, Sony's always been killing it in the autofocus world for years now, and I imagine this would be a great reason you would want this camera. But I see if you're probably going to be using a lot of high-end cine lenses. Maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, there's some high-end documentaries I could see being shot on this thing. I'm excited to see it out there. I can't wait to start seeing footage from it, see more people using it. I'd love to get my hands on one eventually. It just doesn't make sense for me where I'm at right now to buy. At this moment, I think I would rather buy 2 red Komodos. Komodo X's at that price. Probably buy 3 or 4 Komodos, but I think I'm going to get a Komodo over this only because I'm just a image quality nerd, and I really want that red raw, and I love the idea of raw. All right, so next I'm not read up on this yet. Blackmagic just released a new pocket camera. It's almost like they don't know how to make anything else, but they're great cameras nonetheless. It's a new Pocket 6K, right? What do we got? Where is it? What we got? 3 hours ago. 3 hours ago, okay. Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K announced full frame L mount? 3.2 open gate for 20. Okay, is this? This is an ugly camera, but holy. Man, I'm telling you what, I still have a Pocket 4K and I break it out every now and then. I'm not loyal to any camera brand. They're all tools for the job. I'd love to go into detail on why I chose the FX6 over a Komodo, but I'll do it in a separate video. The Blackmagic has just been killing it all the time. There's something about Blackmagic where you can tell they care about the consumer. They 100% listen to what people want, and they always implement it. And these Blackmagic pocket cameras. So where does that put the other ones price-wise? Is it regular 6K and 6K Pro? How much are those? Are those going to be discontinued? 6K full frame 3.2 open gate L mount with Blackmagic RAW, guys. That is exciting. All right. And then we got the 4 studio camera. I see a lot of those being used in churches and whatnot. Those look like good cameras. Obviously for studios. What else? I want to read more about this. It supports, okay, so OpenGate, guys. If you guys don't know what OpenGate is, OpenGate's where it allows you to record using the full sensor, and it's almost a square aspect ratio. And why that's important now, and honestly, I would use it in any narrative or doc film too, but being able to film OpenGate allows you to film a wider field of view up and down and wide, and have the flexibility to crop in, pick your frames, reframe, be able to create vertical stories from it as well. It's more flexible, and I think it makes more sense in this modern day and age. And this 6K paired with OpenGate and Blackmagic RAW for under $3,000. That's 20. Insane. All right, what do we see? Blackmagic RAW offers to record full HD proxy files in H.264, full frame, available up to 36 frames. A 6K 241 mode is available for up to 60 frames for slow motion. Oh, okay. And 13 claims the camera can record 13 stops of dynamic range with dual native ISO, 400 and 3200, which was the same for, I have the Pocket 4K, and that was the same for that too, and that thing's still awesome. Oh man, that kind of batteries is it using? Is it using the new camera uses the MPF570 battery? Okay, so 60-minute. One of my friends here, he's been on the channel before, James Rossman. He has this Pocket 6K, and we've got to use it a couple times. And that thing, the battery life on it is well, if you're coming from the 4K to the 6K, the new batteries in that compared to the Sony, or not the Sony, the Canon LPE6 batteries suck for the Blackmagic. It just eats them up. Okay, so the Blackmagic Studio camera will cost, that's new and exciting too. They announced the G2 costs $1,345. The Micro Studio will be, wow, what is the Micro Studio? Let me go back and look at that. $995. Shipping planned to beginning of October. 6K will sell for. That is insane, guys. Let me know what you think of that and if you guys are picking one of those up. That is, I think back when I first got into this and I had my Rebel T2i and I was saving, I'm trying to remember, the first like proper video camera at the time that was in my price range that was realistic I could afford back then was, I think you had the 5D Mark II. That was like a big one, the full frame. But the Panasonic GH4. If any old school GH4 users out there, comment below. Comment below if you started on the GH4, because that was game changing. Sucked in low light, but man, that camera was built for the filmmaker. So just thinking of what that was then and how exciting that was. And think about if you're just getting into this now. If you're just getting into video and content creation now, or serious filmmaking, whether it's a profession or hobby, Blackmagic has really got you set up. They will hook you up with quality. This is mind-blowing. Man, I just love it. It's so exciting now that you can get this kind of stuff. I don't know. I might actually pick one of these up for social media work. L-mount. Interesting. Interesting. I want to go back and look at that. What's this? I mean, we got this studio camera, which I don't know a whole lot about those 12 gig SDI. More for live streaming, I believe, or running multiple cameras. And oh, look, they have low numbers on them. Events and conferences and whatnot. Blackmagic Studio. I always thought these were interesting cameras. I remember seeing their older versions a while back. The second studio camera in the new Micro Studio camera 4K G2, it offers basically the same set of features Studio 4K G2, but much smaller. Features Micro Four Thirds lens mount for SDI connection, 4K 60. That's, I don't know, kind of cool. I don't know. Anybody use these? Let me know. I would love to see what you use them for and what you do with it, and I'd love to see the image quality on it. I think they're pretty cool. I want one just to have one. All right. Well, I think that's all I've seen this week. I just got excited and I wanted to talk about this stuff and look this stuff up. Also, I know I got it right here. The Tilta Nucleus Nano 2 just came out. I just got this the other day and I've been using it. I'm going to be doing a full video on the channel, so subscribe if you want to see that. But I'm liking it so far. But that's some new stuff coming out. Let me know if you guys like this kind of format of video. I have a few videos I'm trying to get done and get out, but I just haven't had the time to do them. But this kind of format allows me to get more stuff out and just kind of talk to you guys. I feel bad when I have all these videos that are just pending, or I got them half edited and I just can't get around to finishing them because I got other client work and stuff I'm doing outside of here, obviously, and just trying to keep up with the things I really want to do. And there's a lot I want to do in this channel, and I'm in the middle of a lot of things for this channel. So let me know what you guys think, if you guys like this format. This is fun. I like talking about this stuff. I eventually would like to start live streaming this if you guys would care to see that too, and just chat with me about camera stuff. Let's nerd out. All right. Well, I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for hanging out.